Hi, I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Monday, May the 23rd. Turn out the lights, the legislature's party is over, and thank goodness for all of us. They finished up business on another special session this morning. This was called nominally to approve Governor Asa Hutchinson's highway program, but it also had a number of other bits and pieces of legislation included as well. The governor got his free lunch highway program. I call it that because it's being done for at least the next couple of years, maybe longer, without any tax increase. He's going to take money that otherwise would have gone to other agencies, schools, colleges, prisons, state police, other important services, and put it instead in road construction rather than having a truly dedicated source of revenue for highways. He hopes that the surpluses, so-called, will continue and that highways can continue to be funded without a tax increase, at least until he runs for re-election in 2018 in any event. Though Democrats made a little noise at the end of the session, and some Republicans did too as well, about the governor putting off a real decision on highways for the short run. But Democrats also talked about the governor being in a hurry to get this done, and also to punish David Burnett by promising to beat his bill to waive earthquake standards to create some jobs at a Nucor steel mill in Mississippi County, unless Burnett went along with the governor's plan for so-called efficiency in state agencies. This was not an efficiency bill. It was a bill for the governor to take control of the State History Commission and the State Governor's Mansion Commission. It was pointed out by Democrats, too late to do anything about it, that the governor was a whole lot more concerned about spending money at the governor's mansion the way he wanted to spend it than creating jobs in Mississippi County. We learned today, for example, that the governor is going to take $1.1 million in taxpayer money from a council that's controlled by Stacey Hurst, who now will control the State Governor's Mansion Commission as well as the State History Commission, to do improvements to the governor's mansion. Some of these are needed, some street lights and that sort of thing, but they're going to be improvements to the governor's private quarters, a new bathroom in the basement, more improvements to the family living space, and changes that are going to make it harder for the public to use the public rooms of the mansion. Those are going to be the Hutchinson's rooms. Also, they're going to spend $250,000 for a fancy water feature for a long-held piece of statuary at the Capitol that First Lady Susan Hutchinson apparently took a shine to. This is not what I call increased accountability, but there now will be no oversight from a commission on what the governor does, and it'll be hard to find out how he spends that money. We were already having a hard time finding out how he spends the mansion operating money and where exactly that money comes from. Is he blending private contributions to the Governor's Mansion Association, for example, and doing some of his spending? We don't know yet. We also still don't know a year later how the governor raised money and how he spent the money on money raised for his inauguration last year. The governor got away with telling Channel 7, when it was doing reporting on wasteful spending by government office holders, that the governor said not to worry, his office was redecorated with inaugural money. Oh, really? Well, how much was spent? Where did that money come from? What special interest gave the money that he used to fix his office up with? These are important questions the governor so far is dodging. It's a bad day for the governor. His son, Asa Hutchinson III, was at a music festival in Alabama at Gulf Shores over the weekend, arrested in possession of some drugs, ecstasy and Molly, according to a report from a TV station in Mobile. Elsewhere in the news today, excuse me, I'm having a hard time here reading my notes. Yes, one other piece of Asa Hutchinson news. Late Friday, he named Allison Williams, who was already doing lobbying for the governor in Washington, on his staff to be his next chief of staff. People with long memory, that is old people like me, will remember that Allison Williams and another current gubernatorial staff member, Betty Gooman, went with Hutchinson when he left the federal government Transportation Security Administration to go to work as a lobbyist. Rules prevented him from being a lobbyist, but he could take along helpers who were not under the same rule to actually effectuate the lobbying and let them all make a lot of money. So old friends still bookending the governor at the governor's office. The national political scene is heating up tremendously, and I think the national polls that show the race in a dead heat between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump certainly are going to lead to more excesses before that's over with. I noticed today that Hillary Clinton is giving a major speech decrying Trump on a number of issues: deportation of immigrants, Trump's personal bankruptcies, the incendiary things he said about guns. It's getting no coverage on cable TV. When Trump spoke to the NRA convention last week, all the cable networks gave him live, full coverage. And finally tonight in Little Rock, NYGARD, a consulting firm hired by the city of Little Rock, is going to give its report on its views of the Interstate 30 12-lane project in downtown Little Rock. Since Mayor Stodel has already rolled over for the highway department on this and said he'll take whatever compromise they come up with, I'm not really expecting the consultants that the city hired to go far beyond that. But the good news may be that there's increasing talk of potential legal action to slow down the state in its effort to pave through the middle of Little Rock. We'll see what happens. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.